Good morning, everyone. It's July here in south central Nebraska. We are in zone 5, which means it is time to put more seeds in the ground. We'll get to that a little later, but first, I have some chores to do. We have a nice combination of fog and smoke this morning. Canadian smoke from the Canadian wildfires. Man, we've been having smoke off and on for over a month, so I can't imagine what it is like up there in Canada with all of those fires. But we cannot even see the hills behind our house that are, I don't know, half mile back there. They're not very far. come out here and just prune back a couple of these yarrow. They're kind of really leaning, and they were really tall and leggy when I put them in, but I didn't want to stress them out too much. So right now I'm going to go ahead and just trim some of them back a little bit, give them a little more stable foundation. Gonna have to cut off a couple of the older blooms, but I think that'll be okay. Let's see. You off right there. I think that plant looks better like that anyway. I'm gonna cut this one right there. And then this one, I'm just gonna cut this whole branch off that's falling over. Cut it right down close to the base there. Let's see. Oh yeah. And now they can focus on the other parts of the plant a little better. Oh, the cinnamon yarrow, I'm going to leave it just a little bit where it was a transplant. It has a ton of blooms on it though, but I'm not going to trim it back quite yet. We are going to go ahead and trim down some of these Shasta daisies though. Just give them a little haircut and let them come back. This plant is really starting to spread out quite a bit. And they are getting fresh blooms on them as well. So we're just going to cut these off and let it continue to grow. Chicken scratched mulch up in there. Shasta daisies are pretty tough, so you can just you can give them a haircut partway through the season and they're gonna be fine. All right. We're gonna have white flowers, these full of white flowers again here really soon. See, look at all those blooms on that one. Just getting ready to come up. This has a bunch as well. They're still not very tall, but they are increasing in like their diameter. These alliums are getting pretty tall though. So overall, I'm happy with this garden. I did lose the echinacea plants, but we will just add some more of those in next year, and hopefully they'll be bigger plants when I start out. So looking forward to next year for that. But the rest of it I think looks great. The lavender looks excellent. It doesn't have any flowers, but the plants look wonderful. So very, very happy with that. Okay, go check on the young ducklings, and we do have an adult duck in here. She keeps getting an injured leg, so we separated her out from the rest, so hopefully she looks a little rough, but she seems healthy. She usually has an egg in here. I think I interrupted her though, so we've been getting rain, so this is kind of a mess in here. But they're growing, getting feathers. Pretty soon the young chickens, the baby chickens, will get moved out here as well. Starting to get some smaller eggs. We've been getting some of these smaller eggs for a while from our younger chickens. So, yay, means more eggs. This is a duck egg, but we will have some white chicken eggs too pretty soon. I get my morning chores done. I kind of got myself cleaned up for work. And now I looked through my seeds to see what I had to plant in July. There are some things you can plant in July for a more fall harvest, or some things that you might replant after having already grown them for the spring, just to have another harvest of that in the fall. Some things don't like really hot weather, like your salad greens. They get very bitter tasting when the weather gets hot. So you can replant those again later in the season to grow into the fall. So I'm going to plant a few different things. I have started planting my peas in July to harvest in the fall. They don't like it when the weather gets hot. And other than this year, it seems like our springs, like the weather gets hot really early and then it kind of stays hot. It might cool off a little, but so I'm going to plant sugar snap peas. These I got from M.I. Gardner. Also, if you're wanting to plant things late in the season, look at your growing season. You can get on like the Old Farmer's Almanac online, and it will give you your first and last frost. Like our growing season here is about 148 days. Our first frost is October 1st is what it has it set as. Now last year, we didn't get a frost until really late in the year last year, but this spring, we kept getting freezes and frosts really late in the spring, later than normal. So we have a fairly long growing season. We still have technically 74 days left in this growing season. So if what you're planting can grow in like 65 or 70 days, and it likes the kind of weather you're getting ready to grow it in, go ahead and plant it, because you might be surprised at what you'll get. Like I said, we changed the way we do our peas, just so we'll have hopefully a better harvest on those. Another thing is beans. I do have one full row of regular green beans. They're a bush bean out there. I like those for canning beans in the fall. And then I'm gonna plant another row of regular green beans to hopefully stagger my harvest a little bit. And then I'm gonna also plant, I've had these for a while, and I just have never gotten them planted. And this year I have some space on my hoops that I have out there, so I'm gonna plant these long noodle beans. These I got from Baker Creek. We'll see how these do. We're gonna give it a try. These, like I said, these seeds are older, so if they grow, they grow. If not, it's not any great loss. I also have some dry beans. These are kidney beans. I need to look at these a little closer and decide if I'm gonna plant these this year or next year. Another thing I'm gonna try, I've never done it this way, is broccoli. I always get some broccoli when I plant it in the spring with the other stuff, but I'm gonna try and planting it, because it is a frost hardy plant. So I'm gonna try and plant a few here in the next few days and see how those go. Let's see, I have this Calabrese broccoli from M.I. Gardner. And then I have this Waltham 29 broccoli that I got from Baker Creek, I don't know, last year, I think. Another thing that's great to plant in the fall is radishes. You can plant them in the spring, which is great, but your time of growing them in the spring is relatively short because the weather gets hot, the radishes get woody. They get like a woody texture to them. So I'm gonna plant a batch of those here pretty soon. Another thing we're gonna plant for fall is carrots. So I have these purple dragon carrots. These are all from Baker Creek. These little finger carrots. And this is a free one that I got. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plant those too. When you plant carrots for fall, like you can leave them in the ground in the winter and just pull them up, and the flavor is supposed to be really, really good. We tend to chop them up and freeze them when they're ready to go, but it would be kind of nice. So we're going to try that this year. I've never left carrots in the fall, like through the late fall in winter. I've never left them in the ground. So we're going to try that this year and see if we're successful. Another thing is your salad greens. I'm getting ready to pull all of my salad greens. The flavor's starting to get bitter. We're starting to have warmer weather, so the flavor's starting to get bitter on the salad greens. So I'm going to pull those, and I'm actually going to fill 2 of my green stalks with salad greens. We discussed this amongst ourselves not too long ago and decided that 1 wasn't enough for us. So we can stagger, like we can harvest from 1 green stalk and it can start growing back when we harvest from the next one. Because 1 is just not enough, and we love salad season. Like we'll just cook up chicken and keep it in the refrigerator and just have salads. I mean, that will be our supper sometimes, just salads with all kinds of fixings on it. So we love salads. I plant a variety of greens for my salads. This year I planted some of this little gem butterhead. I'm going to plant some more of those. That's from M.I. Gardner. The red romaine. I just love all the different flavors of the different salad greens. And then I plant some of this salad bowl mix. It's just a mix of a few different things. Another thing we've discovered that we really like, and it was all because we got it as free seed from Baker Creek, was the Japanese mustard. It adds a unique flavor to your salad. We like it. And now, had I eaten this as a kid, I probably wouldn't have liked it, but I love it now. I love it mixed in with all the other salad greens. And of course, you got to have some spinach. Let's see. What else do I have here that I'm going to put in? Oh, kale. Kale's another thing. And this stuff all does fine in a green stalk or a planter or a tiered planter. I like the green stalks because I just water them from the top. They're very stable. And I've had good luck with them, especially with my salad greens. So, like I said, kale. Again, this is another thing. If I was eating it as a kid, I didn't like it. Now I love it mixed in with a salad. I think it's great. Oh, and then I have this other kind of kale. This is the Russian red or ragged jack kale. So I have plenty of space in a green stalk to put some of all of these in. So I will be doing that here within the next, I'll probably be doing the salads maybe next week. Everything else probably within the next couple of days, and I'll get those in the ground. So July is not too late, definitely, in South Central Nebraska to be putting some things in the ground specifically for fall, especially things that maybe like I started planting some things in the fall, more in the fall, because I was unsuccessful with them in the spring, but they're things that I really like, and I wanted to find another way of growing them. So I just dug in, did some reading, and figured it out, and have been happy with the way it's turned out. Plus, I'm not putting quite so many things in the spring when it's like crunch time and you're trying to get everything in the ground. You kind of spread your work around a little bit. So that I like too. Especially most people work. Most people don't have the luxury to be full-time, like, I don't know, I guess they call them homesteaders now, but most people don't have the luxury to be able to do that. They have to work and earn a living. So, and we have to do that here as well. So it's good to find ways to spread out your work and make things more doable, or finding more efficient ways of doing things. That's my little advice for you for today. Find more efficient ways. If it's not working for you, find a new way if it's something you really like. That's it for today. I will probably show you some of the planting. I don't know. I forget to film, so I'm sorry about that. I forget to take video sometimes when I'm working. I need to make that more of a habit to take you all along with me when I do that. anyway, until next time, thanks for joining me. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. It's free to subscribe. It supports the channel. We're a long ways from being monetized. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but we're a long ways from that. But if you help us get there, I appreciate it. See you next time. Have a great day.